As I was traveling from Singapore to Bombay yesterday, people were reminding me that you need to be on time, and please make sure that for the evening ceremonies and the morning sessions, you are there on time. And you won't believe, I don't know why I was remembering that my session is at 2 p.m. And only yesterday night I thought, okay, it's only a 2.5 hour jet lag, but I'll catch up with my sleep. And after dinner, I just happened to pass by the complete program schedule, and I saw, shit, 9:15 is my schedule. So, yeah, better rush home, reach even in 12 p.m., 12 a.m. in the morning, Bombay. I took 45 minutes to cover a distance of 20 kilometers. So I can understand the challenges that people go through in Bombay logistically. But thanks to each and every one of you for being here on time. Let's begin the session. I'm going to speak about balanced scorecard. And when I say that, to keep it a little interactive, may I have a quick raise of hands who all know balanced scorecard? So let's keep it 50-50. Yeah. So around 50% of the people we know what is balanced scorecard. So in the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to focus on talking about what is balanced scorecard. It will benefit a lot of other people who don't know this. And as I had been practicing rolling it out for our large scale operations for last 5 to 7 years, I will typically also cover about what are the challenges that goes about rolling out balanced scorecards, how we can avoid getting overwhelmed by the usage of balanced scorecard, and then how to make it a little more successful for all of us. So let's begin with what is right. So balanced scorecard, as very simply explained, it's basically a tool which helps the organization to align themselves with the vision and strategy that they are drawing. Now every organization, it starts with a vision, whether defined, undefined, whether it is defined by the CEO and the board together or the key stakeholders, or even if it is sometimes not defined where individuals are running the organization. But what are the things that are driving to deliver that vision and the strategy? This tool helps in doing that. And it is very simply measuring the goals which are defined to meet the strategy and vision, and keep monitoring that. And we'll see how. So balanced scorecard as a concept is not very old. But when I'll share with you some of the data about the adoption of balanced scorecard, you will definitely find it very, very exciting. So balanced scorecard was as a concept introduced by Robert Kaplan in 1992, and then he published a very famous book in 1996. For those who do not know and want to start somewhere, probably this is the best anchor point they have got. Please invest in buying this book. Go ahead and then read it, and it will definitely help you understanding it much better. The crux is going to be explained in next 30 to 40 minutes, showing the highlights. So it simply basically also tells people that the organizations are driven most of the time by the lag indicators. Lag indicators, as we talk about, are the revenue and the profitability. But those revenue and profitability, to drive them effectively, what are the things that you have to do in day-to-day life? How will you get indicators whether they are working or not working for you? This is something which is going to basically explain that. So it balances the various perspective of the organization. It brings them together against each other, and then gives you an idea about where you need to focus. It also takes you away from the traditional measuring mechanisms which predominantly focuses on financial data. You guys please feel free to ask questions and clarification anytime. It's a free flow session. So when we speak about balancing, what are the three key things that it balances? It not only balances financial and non-financial parameters of the organization, it also focuses on balancing the long-term and short-term vision of the organization. It basically gives you an idea about how you need to do it, and it's a very simple way of putting benchmarks and keep measuring it. So that's where the term monitoring, continuous monitoring will come into picture. And you will find it overwhelmingly amazing that most of the time, if you look at in the organization, only 10% of the organizations are able to effectively implement the strategies that they define. This is a Forbes research data.